Right now on Newsday TV, after a foggy and somewhat mild start to the week, get ready for a dramatic drop in temperatures as we head toward New Year's Eve. You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Doug Geed. We'll get to the frigid temperatures heading our way in just a moment. First, though, Long Islanders are demanding answers and action.
Ice out! Ice out! Ice out! Ice!
Community members rallying outside the federal courthouse building in central Islip. They want immigration officials to explain the treatment of detainees. The protest was in response to Newsday's exclusive reporting on the conditions inside ICE holding rooms at the courthouse. Virginia Huey will have more on that story in just a couple of minutes. Nassau police have identified the victim in a deadly stabbing in Elmont. They say it was 33-year-old Jason Phillips who was found stabbed to death inside a home on Travis Avenue. That was Sunday afternoon. His roommate, 23-year-old Deshaun Harrison, was arrested. He's pleaded not guilty to murder. State Comptroller Thomas DiNapoli has given the green light to LIPA's contract extension with PSEG. It's a story you saw first in Newsday. The approval was the last formal hurdle for LIPA to continue under a 5-year extension valued at $493 million. DiNapoli's approval does, however, come with conditions that could lead to the early termination of the contract, which takes effect on January 1st. And turning grief into grace. Some parents on the island are remembering those lost to the opioid epidemic. They placed more than 100 purple rocks at the Gabriel's Giving Tree Memorial Park. That's in Islip. Each rock had the name of a victim on it. Parents read each name aloud during the ceremony. Those victims ranged in age from 3 to 50 years old. Well, the clock is ticking towards 2026. Now, here are some tips if you plan to head to Times Square to usher in the new year. Backpacks and large bags, they are banned. Large coolers. Weapons, obviously. Also alcohol. They are also prohibited. The best views are along Broadway from 43rd to 50th, also along 7th Avenue as far north as 59th Street. Viewing areas open at 3 p.m. All right, that's a long wait for that ball to drop. All right, let's get a quick look at tomorrow's weather forecast for you. And you see, start at 6 a.m., cold, 29 degrees. And then by 9, you see those winds kicking in all throughout the day. Highs only reaching 34, but with that wind, it'll feel colder than that. We'll take a look at the 7-day forecast for you in a few moments. And back to that rally outside federal court in central Islip today. Community members demanding better treatment of ICE detainees. Virginia Huey was there.
No ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA.
The cold, driving rain didn't dampen the outrage outside the federal courthouse in central Islip.
We have to show up because otherwise people are being taken off the streets. No one knows what's happening to them. We have to say it's not okay.
About 100 protesters gathered to call for action and accountability.
Human rights do not enter the courthouse door.
After Newsday reported more than 100 people detained in the Trump administration's immigration crackdown were packed in unsanitary, cramped holding rooms for prolonged periods.
People are being chased through our streets, ripped from their families, thrown into cages, left in fear and uncertainty, without warmth, without basic necessities, without mercy, simply because of who they are and their immigration status.
Some detainees told Newsday about the deplorable conditions in the holding rooms, including sleeping on floors next to toilets, a lack of showers and hygiene items, and no medical care.
Horrible. Horrible. Yo creo que otra esta yo no sería capaz de vivirla.
Eastern District Judge Gary R. Brown said in an opinion that ICE is using its holding rooms, quote, in a manner that shocks the conscience. It's a view shared by these protesters.
Our courthouse should stand for dignity, due process, and humanity. Not fear, not filth, and not cruelty.
Islip Forward says they're calling on federal lawmakers to take action and inspect the conditions inside the holding cells at the courthouse.
We want to make sure that these injustices don't continue any longer, and for that to happen, we need federal support.
Until that happens, these protesters pledge to keep up the pressure.
ICE out! ICE out! ICE out!
For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Well, some big changes are coming if you commute into the city, whether you ride the rails or you drive. Transportation reporter Alfonso Castillo breaks it down for us.
Come January, it's going to cost you more to buy this Long Island Railroad ticket, and this MetroCard, you won't be able to buy it at all.
I'm trying to burn through all my MetroCards before they expire.
Some big fare and toll changes are on the way for Long Island commuters in the new year, not the least of which is the discontinuation of the MetroCard, which New Yorkers have been swiping for more than 3 decades. It's being replaced by the MTA's new Tap and Ride Omni system, which is coming to Nassau's Nice Bus in January. The New York Transit Museum is marking the milestone with a new exhibit looking back on the history of the MetroCard.
Everything that you hear about people's reluctance to use Omni is just, it happened 30 some odd years ago with MetroCard, where people were very reluctant to give up their tokens. Just like some people have nostalgia for the token, there are people who have nostalgia for MetroCard, even though it's not quite gone yet.
Other changes coming next month? Round-trip tickets being eliminated, ticket validity periods shrinking from 2 months to just 1 day, and an $8 surcharge for e-tickets not activated by the time a conductor comes around. Those changes are accompanied by a rate hike of about 4% on bus and train fares and 7.5% on bridge and tunnel tolls.
It goes more frequently than my rent.
The MTA is also introducing new fare discounts, including an LIRR day pass.
They're going to have the ability to see even more of Long Island for a low fare. So I think these are incremental steps to modernize our fare structure and make it much more simpler for our customers.
The new fares take effect January 4th, and the last day you can buy a MetroCard is December 31st. In Brooklyn, swiping my MetroCard, perhaps for the last time. For Newsday TV, I'm Alfonso Castillo.
And a lot to remember there. You can read more about the fare hikes on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And now to a Newsday investigation. A state fund that helps reimburse money stolen by dishonest lawyers is having trouble paying back victims. A Newsday analysis found that stolen escrow money makes up a majority of payouts from what's called the Lawyers Fund for Client Protection. But a growing number of victims are getting only some of their money back. Investigative reporter Joshua Solomon explains part of the problem.
The state says how much money goes to this fund, and that amount, $60 of a $375 registration fee for lawyers, has been capped for years and years and years. And with that cap flat, this fund is, what Newsday found, struggling to keep up to fully reimburse and meet its longtime goals.
And you can read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Well, in just a couple of days, it'll be time to toast the new year. Many will be doing it with sparkling wine from right here on Long Island. Let's head out east.
Out East with Doug Geed is brought to you by EastEndGetaway.com. End up here.
From the time the grapes are harvested from the field to the time the wine made from those grapes is sold is at least 3 years. At least that's the case at Sparkling Point in Southold, where they produce nothing but champagne-style sparkling wines. They range from a very dry traditional brut to a less dry and very popular rosé wine called Topaz.
We make a Carnival series of wines that are a little bit more brighter, festive, and a little bit more on the sweeter side. We make another rosé called Carnival Rosé, which is slightly off-dry, a touch of sweetness to it.
Pominock Vineyards in Aquabog, which has won Best Winery of the Year awards multiple times, produces several sparkling wines. One is made from Chardonnay grapes, the other with a grape not usually associated with champagne, Chenin Blanc.
If you have any kind of seafood over New Year's, a raw bar or a shrimp cocktail or caviar or something like that, this is going to be great with seafood.
Duck Walk Vineyards in Southold produces a champagne-style wine along with a non-alcoholic peach-flavored sparkling wine. And they have a line of sweet, rich dessert wines that are popular, especially around the holidays. They've been making their blueberry port for decades.
It's made with fresh blueberries. It's fortified with spirits. And I discovered how well it goes with chocolate. Our instruction is to sip the blueberry port first to get the flavor on the palate. Then eat the chocolate that we provide to you. It's dark chocolate, and then you sip it again. The combination is just decadent.
Cheers to a decadent new year. All right, and for more of my Out East segments, you go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. All right, let's take a closer look at your 7-day forecast as we say goodbye to 2025. And as we told you, some cold, windy temperatures tomorrow. Looks like a nice round of sunshine there for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Still staying cold, though, right around the freezing mark or below. And next weekend, more mostly sunny skies. Highs right around the freezing mark. And it looks like a week from now, Monday, will be some rain and 35 degrees.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
And for more on the stories you've seen today, head over to Newsday.com. You could click Get More under the Newsday TV video box. I'm Doug Geed. Thanks for joining us. More Long Island news straight ahead.
Only in Newsday, one girl's harrowing story reveals some of Long Island's darkest secrets. Newsday investigates the alleged web of crime around a missing teen.
You're vulnerable because of your age, period.
A complex story of drug abuse and sex trafficking that led to 23 arrests.
It's not the only case like this.
And a system unable to help the most vulnerable.
Any family can be at risk.
Unprotected, an exclusive Newsday investigation. Now available at Newsday.com/unprotected.